Hi everyone, welcome to your yoga tune-up therapy balls class focused on the chest, like a chest release class. This is a great class to take if you have been doing a lot of chest presses, some chest focused movement, or you may just be going through some stressful stuff and you just feel tight in the chest, whether that's emotionally caused or just stress from work, stress from your family life and your lifestyle, and you just feel tight here in your heart space. So in this class, you can have either size of the ball. You can have the regular yoga tune-up balls, the yoga tune-up balls plus, or even the alpha, which is a little bit bigger than the plus. But I only own both sizes of the balls. And so I'm actually going to offer using the plus for the first part and then perhaps using the smaller ones in the second part. I'll kind of show you which areas of the body we're going to put the ball. So let me just remove the plus ball out of the tote or out of its home, and we're going to place this in the sternum. The sternum is this bony part in the chest. It connects to the ribs through a cartilage, and so it serves as some sort of protector of like the lungs, the heart, all the organs that are being encased by the rib cage. And it's kind of yay long, and so you just feel that it's kind of in the center of the chest. That's your sternum. And then in the second part, we're actually going to be placing the balls in the pectoralis minor part of the chest, or the coracoid process as well. So the pectoralis minor is sort of this triangle shaped muscle in front of the chest. It lies underneath the pectoralis major. It's called minor because it's a little smaller. And so as you're here, you can kind of just make that triangle shape, and we're going to place it on that area. But we want it closer towards the coracoid process. If you feel your shoulder, or actually now if you want to round your shoulder, it's like the area that hollows. It's like a very inferior part in that area, and it acts as a stabilizer to the shoulder joint. So by putting the ball in that sort of corner, this hollow corner here, we're kind of hitting both the pectoralis minor and that coracoid process. And those are the only two spots that we'll be putting the balls here. So just feel that, just get some sensation in there, and just know that that will be the familiar places you'll be putting the balls on. Remove the two small balls out of the tote. Remove the one big ball out of the tote. And in this, the sequence, we're actually going to be using yoga blocks. And so just make sure that you have them. If you don't have a yoga block, perhaps putting a pillow on top of a thick book. That way there's a little bit of give, but there's still some sturdiness and some solidness on the top surface where the ball would be on. So do the best you can. All right, we are going to start here with our check recheck pose, which is a simple chest opener. There are a lot of chest openers out there, but for the sake of simplicity, you can sit like I am, hips on heels, or you can sit cross-legged, whichever works for you. And either by grabbing a towel or a strap, or you can interlace your fingers together and just start to open your chest up by lifting the arms away from the body. And notice I'm not flaring my ribs out. It's not a rib experience. I want to send my ribs back in, but then really feel this in the chest. And just, this is not meant to, this stretch motion is not meant to replace the therapy experience, right? This is called a check and recheck because we want to feel how the chest is, recognize the tightness we have in the chest before we do our therapy practice and after. So let's just check. Recognize any tightness that you may feel, or you may not feel tight, but like I said, there's something else that's going on that may not necessarily be physically caused. Could be an emotional release if that's what you need. And so grab one of your blocks and get on your knees. And I recommend if you have the plus, the bigger ball, you can do that. You can use that. Place the yoga block in front of you. And for some people, they'd rather have the block kind of in its medium size, which is a little bit higher, kind of like it in its lower part. Place the ball on top of it. It's probably not going to move. And then locate your sternum. So place your hand here on your sternum and gently, on your knees, place the ball underneath your sternum. One arm, which I'll use my left arm here, will be rested down towards the ground or your mat, and the other hand is going to be sort of cupping that ball or holding it between your thumb and your index finger. You can drop your head down as long as you're not putting weight on your neck. For some people, they're just comfortable kind of dangling themselves here. But hold the ball, place it underneath your sternum, and this is where the breathing makes a difference. So, the beauty of the yoga tune up balls is really the give that it provides and the pliability that it provides to your skin and to your fabric or your clothing. If this were a lacrosse ball, I'd probably be crying right now. But because of the rubbery material, I feel safe, even though I am putting it underneath a bony structure. And there's cartilage there too, so it's the sternum. So as we're here spending a few moments to breathe, to say hello, good morning, how are you? Handshake moment between the body and the ball. Take a few breaths here. Deepen it however you want to deepen it. And soften it when you're ready and getting really acquainted with that sensation. Feel free to breathe through the mouth. Moan and groan if that's a part of your practice. I'd rather you release that authentically than hold it in. And then when you spend a few moments here and you kind of know what's going on, I recommend that you shift the direction of your rib cage, perhaps hanging your neck and your head so that you can move the body left and right, holding the ball in place with that hand. Or if you feel like it's kind of in place and you feel safe shifting it, you can always just plant both hands down and both forearms down and just kind of roll the ball on different areas in that middle part of the chest. The tendency as human beings is to resist anything, any sensation that's not familiar. And while this is not necessarily pleasant, the more you do this, the more you'll recognize the release that it provides. We are releasing some gunk in the chest. And this is the heart space, the home of the heart chakra, right? There could be stuff going on in your life. And even though we're physically manipulating this situation and experience right here, the outcome may not be entirely physical. It could be a little bit more intrinsic, internal than that. Guys, I recommend you really take the time to let the body hug the ball and get as much surface as you can. Sliding and gliding. You can make the movements a little bit more pronounced, so you can even turn your head side to side, shift your hips, shift your rib cage, make a C-shaped curve. Do some lateral flexion in your spine, which just means you're bending side to side. Breathe here. Perhaps spending a few more breaths here. If this is just super lovely to you and you're like, I don't want this to end, hit the pause button. But there is such a thing as overdoing this. I don't want you guys to spend 30 minutes just doing this, right? I'm going to spend one more breath here. Like I said, hit the pause button if you want to be here a little bit longer. And slowly come to center. Remove yourself out of that situation. Let the ball roll if you want. Take a pause, hands on your lap. Restart, reset, deep breath in and out. Can you tell a difference already? Because I can. All right. Grab now your other yoga block. And this may take a while for us to situate. But I've been doing this a lot. And I also know the distance of my shoulders because I've been doing yoga for 2 decades now. And so I kind of know where my coracoid process is and the pectoralis minor is, right? This is the distance. And so I recommend you really separate out the blocks, almost like the outside edges of the block have to be outside the borders of your shoulders. It just has to be. So the middle part can accommodate your neck area and you can kind of just let your head hang. Eyeballing it, That's the distance. And so I kind of like dig into my blocks. Again, you can kind of tell my favorite color is purple. I'm going to put the big ball plus ball aside. And to get into the pose, I start here with my knees down because I already know where things are at, then I can just place my body on top of it. For you guys, you may kind of want to hold the ball with your hands one at a time. Bam. I'm right there. I just need to slide my body back. It's important to let your head hang and just let your hands kind of gently touch the mat first or the floor first, and then you make your adjustments. Wiggle at the hips, wiggle your feet and ankles, and then you drape your head. This is like the sequence of surrender. These chest sequences for the yoga tune-up balls is usually what becomes my sales pitch to people as to why they should graduate away from lacrosse balls, softballs, and even tennis balls. The difference is night and day. These are just brilliant inventions by Jill Miller. The rubber is so forgiving to the skin. They're just a lot more pliable. Take deep breaths here. You'll notice your belly starts to surrender to gravity. And any resistance you feel, make sure you relax the jaw, relax the eyebrows, so that the body notices, oh, if those usual tense areas are relaxed, then I should too. Cactus shape in those arms for now. Acquaint yourself with this experience. And then let's get to the movements. Okay. Slide your hands back like you're making a letter M shape, but your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And the hands are on either side of the hips, kind of in that 45-degree angle. All you're going to do, keeping your forehead down, I don't want you guys to look at me. I'm going to cue you as visually as I can. Press down to the balls as you inhale and lift your hands away from the mat, keeping the palms spun up towards the ceiling. And then exhale down. Inhale, lift the arms. Again, palms towards the ceiling, which means your thumbs are facing each other. And then exhale, place your hands down. Ay, ay, ay. Do that 2 more times. When you breathe, make sure you do thoracic breaths, rib cage breaths. What I mean is you're not just breathing in and out through the belly. You really feel an expansion on your rib cage as you inhale. Exhale to lower. Do that a few more times. I'm doing this 2 more times. Again, if you want to do this longer, press the pause button. Your call. Just don't spend too much time in here. Exhale to lower. Nice job. Stay right here, breathing. If you wish to remove yourself out of this situation, you can do so. And take a breath. In fact, I'll do that. Hands on the mat. Slowly peel your chest away from the balls. Come into a seated position. And pause. Knowing what it's like to have the balls and not have the balls. And just feel this leftover sensation, the residual sensation on your chest. While we're seated, I'm going to show the swim strokes that we're going to get later on because we're going to get fancy with our arms. The first swim stroke is going to be the butterfly stroke. We're going to start here with our hands behind us with the backs of the palms on the mat. And as you lift your arms up, I want you to keep your palms facing up until they're in the front and the palms face each other, making that letter Y position. So they would be here, rather. And then you lift it up again, spin them up towards the ceiling. And as we stop on the ground, back of the palms are down, palms are still facing up. Again, lifting up, kind of butterfly stroke when you're swimming. If you're a swimmer, it's not a full imitation, right? Palms together and then lift it up, turn the palms, spin them up and back down. It's just easier to call them that. The next stroke will be the breaststroke. So if you're a real swimmer, you know the breaststroke kind of happens in front of the body. The breaststroke we're going to be doing right here, again, starts in the back with our back of the palms down. We're going to glaze the mat, keeping the backs of the palms down, fingernails on the mat, and then we're going to diamond our arms, palms together, open the palms, push the water out, and then boom, stop here at the start. Again, glaze the mat with your fingernails, come up, palms together, make that diamond shape, and then push the water out. Okay, so we're going to be doing that butterfly stroke and breaststroke. Again, balls on the pectoralis minor and the coracoid process. Get in there once again. Ooh, nice job. Okay, rest the head down. Wiggle, wiggle the hips. Get familiar, get intimate. And then let's start our breaststroke right here. So, hands on either side of the hips. You're making this letter M shape with the backs of the palms down on the mat. And let's start to lift our arms up. Palms are still facing up. And then get into 90 degrees. And then you're going to get in that letter Y shape in front of you. Palms face each other. Land your pinky fingers down. You're making that letter Y shape. Lift the arms up. Lift the hands off of the mat. Turn your palms to face the ceiling, making the butterfly stroke, and then land where you started, either side of the hips. Palms face up. Keep going with that motion. Palms face up. Lift it up, 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 up. Bring it shoulder level, and then make a letter Y shape in front of you. Pinky fingers rest. Palms face each other. Lift the hands up. Spin the palm up towards the ceiling. Whoo. And then back where you started. Do this a few more times. You'll notice as the movement changes, so does the sensation on the balls, which is why we want to do this. Last time through. Again, if you're absolutely just loving this, absorbing this, hit the pause button and do a few more than I am. All right. Let the backs of the palms rest down. Take a break. Wiggle, wiggle the hips left and right. Take deep breaths. Moan and groan. Let any noise out. That's okay. If you have shifted, make any necessary changes. Because now we're going to do the breaststroke, okay? Keep the backs of the palms down once again. Try not to lift your head to look at me. So glaze the mat with your fingernails as you move up. Keep the fingernails down, glazing on top of the yoga blocks, and then palms together, make that diamond shape. When you reach the top and your arms are extended, spin the palms to face out, push the water away from you, and then back where you started. Back of the palms down, palms facing up the ceiling. Glaze with your fingernails, up, 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 past your yoga blocks. Palms together, make a diamond shape. Extend the arms up until you have to spin them out. Push the water away. Full breaststroke motion. Couple more times. Glazing with the fingertips first. Palms together, diamond shape. Open it out. Big, big, big arms, you guys. The focus is on what's happening in that area in the chest, that corner. I'm going to do one more. Breathe out. And rest. Nice job. Wiggle, wiggle the hips. Get your palms on the mat or on the ground. Gently peel your chest away from the balls. Have a seat, cross-legged or hips on heels. Oh my God. If you don't feel like night and day, then I don't know what you did. Roll the shoulders back. Now grab your palms or grab a towel or a strap. Even with my range of motion where I have no problems interlacing my fingers, I can feel almost like my elbows can come closer together. Ribs in, chest opens. It's not a rib sensation, it's a chest sensation. Whew. It's just a lot more liberation. Inhale. Exhale. Nice check, recheck. Thank you guys for joining me. Just I hope your chest area feels freedom and just you just release a lot of the gunk in there. And whatever was going on in your practice, sometimes I cry when I do this because it's a very heart spaced focused practice, the chest and like the pecs. Let it out, don't be shy, and please continue to do this as prehab or something that you can do after your workouts. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. I appreciate you. For now, goodbye, take care, and I'll see you next time.